Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Insani Firdaus. So today I would like to talk about my physics project for set City 3. I want to explain my project that is already been applied in areas, especially engineering. So my title is this: Gas injection and enhanced oil recovery. First, I want to raise a common question. How does petroleum engineers can lift up oil and gas from the reservoir rocks? Okay, so injection is the answer. Injection is one of the typical method that they do to lift up oil and gas. So my topic is basically based on two aspects. It's a combination of chemistry and physics, but let's just get through it. Okay. Inert gases, typically carbon dioxide, will get pumped into an injection well. This creates higher pressure that filters through the reservoir formation and push hydrocarbons out from low pressure or isolated area. Why CO2 is used in this injection? So basically, before CO2 is being used in the injection, it will undergo the process where it is heated and held above its critical temperature until it will have density like liquid, but its diffusivity, surface tension, and viscosity would be like gas at the same time. Now we can visualize this in the form of graph. So here is the graph. It's pressure temperature graph where there is three different phases. Each phase represents different freezing point, boiling point, and also osmotic pressure, different osmotic pressure. So let's take a look that the phase of gas is held under one of the curve, and once it is being heated, it will reach certain point called critical point, and this point is where the gas behavior will be like in between liquid and gas. It's called supercritical fluid. So why does gas or any other phase can change its phase from one to another? It's because we know that this principle before. It's kind of popular. Gay-Lussac's law. It is stated that the pressure of a gas increases as its temperature increases, while assuming that mass and volume is constant. So whenever we have gas and we heated it up at certain temperature, at a higher temperature, it will gain more kinetic energy and the particles will be like collides more often. And this frequent collision will create higher pressure. And that is why the formula said that pressure is proportional to the temperature. Okay, so and now I'm going to talk deeper about how injection works. Yeah, okay, so the pipeline dig deep into the reservoir rocks. The first image, once gas is injected, gas is much lighter than water, so it tends to gravitate upwards. It'll be better to reach the upper layer rather than the lower layer because gas is less viscous than water, so it can be more effective in sweeping the area that has low permeability. And the second image, gas also can be injected directly into the higher layers of the reservoir where it tends to stay as it is lighter than oil. But with continuous and repetitive injection, this will cause the gas layer starts expanding downwards due to the density difference between gas and oil itself. And so some of the oil is pushed to the producer while the oil behind gas front continue to drain down, and hence the name is gravity drainage because it drains down. So that's all the concept that I delivered. Now we are going to move to why this topic interests me. Okay, first, as we know that energy will always be needed to support mankind's life. And in fact, that coal, petroleum, and natural gas account for about 90% of the world's commercial energy. And right now, what we are seeing right now is people around the world is trying so hard to reduce the number of carbon emission, right? So it's like gas production versus world mission in reducing CO2 emission. But however, professionals at Aramco company, one of the biggest oil and gas company in Saudi Arabia, has questioned when will the energy transition is said to be successful, because now petroleum has much more important role to support the energy transition before alternative energy can replace the energy before as a power plant. And this statement is strengthened by Minister Arifin, who came from Department of Energy and Mineral Resource. He continued to support the increase of the national oil and gas production by saying that the government will target oil production of 1 million barrel per day in 2030 by using this strategy, optimizing production, of course, and one of which is accelerating chemical EOR, as I said before, enhanced oil recovery, as well as massive exploration for major discovery. Okay. And let me restate that oil and gas will always be a crucial resource. We all agree that oil and gas is main component for the main industrial sector, such as petrochemical industry, that uses petroleum as a raw material to make products such as plastic, solvent, and hundreds of other intermediate user goods, while commercial uses for natural gas include heating, generating electricity, manufacturing products like fertilizers, paints, medicine, and fueling commercial vehicle. And by referring to the previous page, Indonesia will increase oil and gas production until it is said that alternatives are 100% capable of being implemented on a large scale. So I was kind of curious in this matter, yeah, that I want to know more. So how the principle of this gas injection is significant to society's development. First, of course, it's to provide solution for draining oil that is still in the reservoir, which cannot be taken with primary production. And in Indonesia itself, there are still many unexplored hydrocarbon basins. Out of 128 basins, only around 38 have been explored, so the rest still have the potential to find oil and natural gas reserves. And therefore, more sophisticated technology will be needed. One of them is to be said EOR, as I said before, which can increase the amount of oil extracted from oil fields by up to 30 until 60% compared to 20 until 40 by using primary and secondary recovery. Now, personal experience of studying Cambridge physics. I have experience learning physics like from paper 1, 2, and 3, and now later on I'll be doing paper 5. And I see the pattern. I mean, physics has taught me to learn in a comprehensive manner, meaning not only to understand the topic at a glance, but really thoroughly. It's all about how the concept works, know the reasons and the consequences if there are variables change, and know how to design experiments like we did in paper 3 before, and think logically and systematically to analyze the method and carry out a research, which will be the main component of paper 5. So I'll be glad to have this chance to learn Cambridge physics, and it brings me benefits such as learning physics in Cambridge way keeps me busy in daily life, especially as an IU student. I am one of those person who always make sure that I'm able to understand every detail of the question and topics very well and like very procedural. If I had to do like to only questions, it can take me like an hour for me to fully understand what's going on. Though it may be considered as low, I believe that there's great motivation inside me, which not everyone has, which is the enjoyment of pushing myself in order to answer a single why. This is also what makes me feel like I'm never enough. So since I know physics, the feeling of always wanting to do more, wanting to improve the best as I can, and growing my curiosity has grown little by little inside me. So that's all the presentation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.